Hello MotoGP fans. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. As the 2026 MotoGP season prepares to begin, Giacomo Agostini, the sport's most decorated legend, offered candid reflections on Marc Márquez, Ducati, and the battles to come. Speaking to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Agostini praised Márquez's mentality, warned of aggressive rivals, and even joked about his own record of 15 world championships. With free practice just days away, his words set the tone for a season rich in expectation and intrigue. Marc Márquez arrives in Thailand as reigning MotoGP champion, but with a candid admission: preparing for each new season is getting harder, not because of age, but because of the toll of repeated injuries. After a dominant 2025 that yielded 11 wins and a 7th Premier Class crown, Márquez spent the winter rehabilitating a complicated shoulder fracture. His Buriram reflections mix realism with resolve. The body needs more time, the mind remains hungry, and the fight for more titles continues. Alex Marquez arrived at Buriram with fresh responsibility and fresh optimism. Riding factory Ducati machinery for the first time with Gresini, he found the preseason more purposeful than previous years, but also more competitive on track. Despite Ducati's headline top speed figures, Marquez warned that overtaking at the Thai Grand Prix will be tougher than it looks. Rivals have closed the straight line gap, turning what used to be a horsepower advantage into a tactical challenge. After a difficult 2025, Francesco Bagnaia arrived in Buriram with questions to answer, and left with reasons to smile. Davide Tardozzi, Ducati Lenovo team director, framed the tests as confirmation. The bike changes made in Sepang held up in Thailand, and Bagnaia's pace and feelings suggest a genuine return to form. The tone from Borgo Panigale is cautious optimism. Progress has been made, consistency remains the target, and the championship picture is wide open. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Agostini was clear. As reigning champion, Márquez enters 2026 as the benchmark. Despite missing races last year due to injury, he remains the rider everyone must chase. He's the world champion, so he's the man to beat. His rivals will be aggressive. I expect a very exciting championship. The acknowledgement underscores Márquez's stature. Even with setbacks, his presence defines the grid. Agostini revealed a telling conversation with Márquez, highlighting the Spaniard's uncompromising mentality. One day, talking to him, he told me that if he had to fight for 5th or 6th place, he would retire. For Márquez, the minimum objective is the podium. This mindset explains his longevity at the top. For Márquez, mediocrity is unacceptable. Only victory or contention matters. Agostini pointed to Aprilia's Marco Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin as genuine threats, alongside Pecco Bagnaia, who he believes has recharged after a difficult 2025. The Aprilia, with Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin, is ready to fight for the win. Bagnaia is a rival to be feared. The mix of youth and experience ensures Márquez will face relentless pressure. Agostini joked about Márquez potentially equaling his 8 Premier Class titles this year, while protecting his overall record of 15. Records are made to be broken, but I'm glad no one has managed it yet. I just hope that, if it happens, they invite me to the party. The humor masks pride. Agostini recognizes Márquez as one of the greatest, placing him alongside Rossi, Doohan, and Hailwood. Márquez's renewal with Ducati has yet to be confirmed, but Agostini sees no reason for him to leave. He also speculated on Pedro Acosta potentially joining as a teammate. He won the title with that team, so it wouldn't make sense to leave. Acosta has talent and is a fighter, while Márquez has more experience. For Ducati it would be fantastic. 2. Roosters in the same henhouse would create fireworks and almost guarantee Ducati a champion. Agostini's reflections capture both admiration and anticipation. Márquez's mentality, rivals' aggression, and Ducati's future lineup promise a thrilling season. For Marquez, podiums are the minimum, titles the goal, and legacy the prize. For Agostini, the excitement lies in watching his record challenged, and perhaps celebrating alongside the rider who has come closest to matching his greatness. At 33, Marquez rejects the simple narrative that age is the enemy. Instead, he points to a career marked by serious trauma, the 2020 arm injury and the recent shoulder operation among them, that make recovery longer and more delicate. For me, it's not getting harder with age, it's getting harder with the injuries. The distinction is important. Mentally, he feels young. Physically, he must manage accumulated damage. That balance will shape how he approaches training, testing, and race weekends. The shoulder injury sustained in Indonesia required surgery and an extended layoff. Marquez described the winter as super long, a period dominated by physiotherapy and cautious progress rather than track time. One and then another one and then another one, that makes my body lazier and lazier, and it takes more time to recover. Champions often hide the grind. Marquez's openness about the recovery timeline underlines the physical reality behind elite performance. Marquez returned to riding in January and completed preseason testing with no major setbacks, though he did suffer a few minor crashes. The sessions were as much about assessing his shoulder as about fine-tuning the Ducati. Completing the test phase without serious issue is a positive sign. It suggests Marquez can still extract performance while managing his body, even if peak condition may arrive later in the year. Marquez confirmed he has not yet signed a new deal with Ducati, explaining he wanted to evaluate his recovery before committing. Ducati is reportedly pushing a 2-year extension, expected to be announced soon. The pause is pragmatic. Both rider and team want certainty that the champion can sustain the workload. A measured contract timeline reflects mutual caution and confidence. Ducati's 2026 lineup is set to evolve, with Pedro Acosta expected to join and Pecco Bagnaia linked to Aprilia. Marquez's experience alongside a rising talent like Acosta could create a potent, if combustible, pairing. For Marquez, the season is about managing recovery while defending a title. For Ducati, it's about building a stable platform around a champion whose hunger remains intact. Marc Márquez's Buriram comments reveal a champion who knows his limits, but refuses to be defined by them. Injuries have made preparation harder, recovery slower, yet his competitive spirit endures. As Ducati prepares to formalize his future, and the season gets underway, Márquez faces 2026 with caution and confidence. The body may demand more care, but the will to win is unchanged. Ducati's GP26 again showed impressive numbers in the speed traps, with Pecco Bagnaia topping charts at 342 km per hour. Yet Marquez noticed Aprilia and Honda running very close behind, Aprilia near 340 km per hour and Honda around 338 km per hour. You need like more than 2 km per hour to overtake cleanly. That margin is small. At Buriram, where the first sector is dominated by power, a couple of kilometers per hour no longer buys a guaranteed pass. Overtaking will demand precision, timing, and racecraft rather than raw speed alone. The Chang International Circuit rewards top speed, but it also punishes mistakes. Long straights feed into heavy braking zones and technical corners where exit speed matters. Marquez's observation suggests the Thai GP could become a chess match of slipstreams, late braking attempts, and defensive lines. Expect riders to prioritize clean exits and slipstream positioning. The rider who times the toe best and manages tire life will have the upper hand. For Marquez, the move to factory Ducati machinery transformed testing from routine laps into meaningful development work. Where last year he had 0 opportunities, this preseason offered parts to try and data to shape. It's not just the responsibility for me, it's more the opportunities. Factory support elevates a rider's role, from executor to collaborator. Marquez now helps define the package rather than merely extract performance from it. More options can be a double-edged sword. Marquez warned about the risk of losing direction amid many changes. Testing must be disciplined to avoid confusing the team or diluting development priorities. The key will be focused programs that target clear weaknesses rather than chasing every new idea. If rivals match Ducati's top speed, race strategy becomes paramount. Slipstream battles, tire management, and braking bravery will decide positions. Marquez's message is tactical: overtakes will be earned, not gifted. Ducati's riders must combine speed with patience and precision to convert pace into results. Marquez's Buriram takeaways are pragmatic and pointed. The GP26 is fast, but the field is closer than ever. Overtaking at Buriram will demand more than a long straight. It will require timing, teamwork, and tactical nous. With factory backing, Marquez is well placed to influence that process, and ready to turn opportunity into advantage. Sepang set the direction, Buriram validated it. Tardozzi emphasized that aerodynamic tweaks, chassis updates, and rear suspension choices were all confirmed during the Thai sessions. For a rider who struggled with the bike's character last year, those technical gains are more than incremental. They restore confidence. Validation in testing is the difference between hope and evidence. Ducati's engineers delivered parts that worked across conditions, and Bagnaia felt the benefit. The most telling line from Bagnaia was simple: riding is fun again. After a season where braking and stability betrayed him at times, the Italian reported a much better baseline in Buriram. He ran sprint simulations with a smaller fuel tank and showed competitive time attack pace, even matching teammate Marc Márquez on qualifying runs. Compared to last year, it's much better. When you feel good on the bike, riding is simply fun. Enjoyment matters. A rider who trusts his machine rides with freedom. That freedom often translates into speed. Tardozzi and Bagnaia both admitted there is still work to do. The recurring issue is consistency under heavy braking. Sometimes the bike shakes, sometimes it settles. Bagnaia wants steadier behavior so he can enter corners faster without compromise. Ducati's team will chase that fine margin during the race weekend. Fixing inconsistency is a technical and setup puzzle. It's solvable, but it requires targeted testing and race day adjustments. Bagnaia favored his 2024 aerodynamic package in Buriram, a pragmatic choice that underlined his priority: feel over novelty. He aborted a long race simulation when he felt the run wasn't extracting the bike's potential, a sign of a rider demanding more from himself and his engineers. Tardozzi's message was clear: the team will keep refining, but the direction is right. The decision to stop a simulation early shows competitive instinct. It's about maximizing learning, not just mileage. Tardozzi's verdict was unambiguous. We're very happy that Pecco is back, because it looks like he'll be a contender for the world title. That confidence stems from validated parts, improved braking feel in many runs, and Bagnaia's regained rhythm. The championship is long, but Ducati now has two riders, Bagnaia and Marquez, who can fight at the front. A revived Bagnaia changes the dynamic. Where last year he was searching for answers, now he's supplying them. Buriram closed with relief and renewed ambition for Bagnaia and Ducati. The preseason ended on a higher note than 2025, but the work continues: consistency under braking, race distance stability, and translating test pace into race results. For now, Ducati can say the reset has begun, and Pecco looks ready to join the title conversation once more. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!